Okay, so today what we're going to do is go over the medication transfer form for when an individual or resident is away. So we're in the medical charting, okay? So medical module, and the program is we're going to stay in the fake training residential program for HIPAA reasons, confidentiality. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down, and you're going to see that here's the form, med transfer form away from JSDD. So you use this form not when JSDD is going on vacation with an individual, with staff. That actually is for when the staff are still with them, the medications are supposed to go with them. This is for when an individual goes away with family and is going to be away overnight for whatever reason, whether it's a home visit, whether it's a vacation, whether it's for a holiday. They're going to be away from JSDD and not with staff. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to document here. We'll keep it with Zim. We're going to hit continue, and we're here create the new med transfer form. I click on here, and you'll notice that there are two parts to this form. There is the date when the medication was given out, and then there was a return. Now, one thing I need to mention here, guys, is when you are preparing medication to be sent away, so it's going with a family member and it's being documented here as going away, when that resident comes back, you have to return to this form. And you notice here it says return to program, and you have to finish the second part of this. It's important that both parts are completed. Okay, so let's update the transfer form here. We're going to do today's date. Today actually is March 10th for the purpose of the video. And we're going to list the drugs packed. So which medications were packed. Obviously, this is training, so I don't have a bubble pack in front of me doing this. But you would have your bubble packs and your prescriptions, everything there. So this way you would be documenting it the way you should. So because I'm not that savvy with medication, I'm going to try my best here. So I'm going to do Zoloft 0.5 milligrams. And I'm going to put 1 pill per administration. 1 pill per administration. And then let's say he's got another medication, vitamin D, and let's say it's 2,000 IUs, and let's say 1 pill per administration. Okay. So let's just keep it as that nice and simple. How many days worth of this medication? So how many days did you pack because this person is going away on vacation, or a family member, or 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is, and you're going to get this guidance from your manager, if not the manager doing this. If you have any questions on what to pack and how many days to pack and how to document, you want to reach out to your manager with those questions. If you are a manager and you have these questions, you can always go to the nursing staff, so the director of nursing and also the assistant part-time nurse. So we want to make sure that you're going to the appropriate channels and so that you're getting that guidance. I'm showing you how to fill it out, not necessarily exactly the way the language here, because obviously, again, I don't have a fake bubble pack in front of me. Okay, so let's say this person's going away for 4 days. So I've packed 4 days worth of medication. Now I have to put my name here. When you put your name in, make sure it's not initials, it's full names. So for me, it's Michelle Meyer, capital letters for both the first and last letter of both names. I'm going to hit save. Now here I have on the date 3/10/2017, Zoloft, and I'm done. Now, I'm not going to finish this return to program yet because I just finished this in. Now, let me go to home and let's pretend 4 days have gone through. Okay, let's just fast forward to 4 days. I now go back in And I'm going to go into the med transfer form away from JSDD once again. I'm going to hit Zimbabwe again. I'm going to hit continue. Now, notice here, the date entered was 3/10. It was 4/3/10. The person was leaving the program at 4/3/10. And this was the medications that we're giving. So before, I don't want to create a new form because this is someone coming in. Now, 2 things here. A form should already have been started for the medications that were given out. So you should only have to be able to enter in new data for this charting event. If, however, you come in and you don't see the pre-part done, right? So when the person leaves, if you don't see that done, you now have to do both when the person left and when the person came back. And medication, anytime it leaves the agency and it's given to a guardian, a family member, the individual themselves, because maybe they're self-medicating, whatever the reason is, if it's left JSDD's hands, you must have this form completed. This is critical, okay? This just also just accounts for where the medication is and where it's going. Okay, so let's pretend 4 days have gone by, and let's go back into this form. I go into this form, I see this here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit update for the return. So now I go to hit update. Now, provided I've already checked everything, the person has come back to the program and the person has given all the medications back and the MARs. Before you go in and you do any charting, you're going to look at all the information, you're going to look at all the stuff in front of you, and you're going to make sure everything looks good. If it doesn't, that leads to another training. But for the purpose of filling out this form, let's just pretend that the person came back, the medications came back, everything looks pretty good. And so now we're going to go in, we're going to enter in this data. So now let's pretend, I can't do it for a future date, I don't think. So we're just going to keep the 10th, pretending that was 4 days. Check bubble pack upon return. Yes, no. Okay, so this is just a little reminder. This is a benefit to you guys. So really, you should never be selecting no, because by selecting no means you didn't follow protocol. So this is a little bit of a cheat. Okay, this is just a little bit of a reminder. You need to check the bubble pack when the person comes back. So yes, you've done that. Was there any evidence to show all medications administered while resident was away? So I'm going to put yes for now. If I put no, I need to comment below what that is. So was there evidence to show all medications administered while resident away? So when you came back, 4 days of medications were given out. 4 days of medications were actually administered. On the 4th day the person came back, there's no medication to bring back because that medication had been administered. Okay, were there missing medications? I'm going to put no here, but if I put yes, again, I have to write the comment. So let's just, you know what, let me do this. Let me put no and yes here. Because was there evidence to show all medications were administered, right? So I'm going to put here no. And here, were there missing medications? I'm going to say, maybe I'll say yes. So here, 1 extra pill of Zoloft was not returned with the bubble, sorry, I spelled that wrong, with the bubble pack. Actually, you know what? I'm going to word that differently. So I'm going to say 1 pill of Zoloft was returned. Therefore, one day of administration did not occur. Obviously, you're going to write more detail in here. You'd be able to see which medications were given or not, or maybe you wouldn't. Maybe the families are not following, and they're just popping willy-nilly all different days, and so you really can't track it. You just want to document what you see here. So, you know what? I'm going to put no here for were there any missing medications because we gave only 4 days worth. And so we documented it. We saw that there was one Zoloft that came back that should not have been. I'm not sure why that would have happened. And so you want to make sure you're documenting that. Okay. If you have the signature, you can, signature already set up, you can put that in there. And then you're going to hit save. Okay, so actually, you can actually just put staff signature and your name there. It'll just show there. You won't actually have to sign it when you go to printable form. You'll be able to actually sign this. But for right now, I just wanted to show you guys how to fill this out. So again, let me update this and let's simulate this as though this really was 4 days before. So, okay, so medication was packed 3/7/2017. The person was leaving. The Zoloft and vitamin D were to be administered that day. They weren't coming back until the evening of the 10th, and the medication of the 10th was administered. So that is 4 full days of medication being administered. And so we have the medications that were packed. We have how many days worth of the medication was packed. We have the staff person's name here. When we have the fake person Zimbabwe, when Zimbabwe returned to program, here is the completed section of the return. And you are done. Okay. There is things to do if there was any issues with medications being returned, but that's not going to be for the purpose of this video. You would get that specialized trainings from your manager or the nursing staff. Thank you guys very much, and I look forward to seeing you guys in other videos.